All
intro.
right. It worked.
It worked.
It worked. It worked. All right. Awesome. Welcome in,
It's
everybody.
great.
Welcome in. Yeah,
Hey,
thank you so
everybody.
much, Robin, for doing that for me. I'm super appreciative. I feel like it kind of like legitimizes us a little bit. That's what I say. So, hold on one second here. All right. So let's take a look and see what we got going on. It says we got 4 people watching. I think one of those is me.
I
And
have the chat open, so I don't know if that counts as me or not. I'm not sure.
Well, I got the YouTube video open over here in case I need to wrench anybody.
Okay. So Debbie's here.
Yes, I see that. So Debbie says she's referring to the title image.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a great title image.
And so today's her mom. I think she said her mom's name is Barbara. Her mom's 89th birthday.
89.
So for whatever reason, she's feeling bad. And I don't think she should, but
no, definitely not.
You know, the reality is I feel like we all have to be comfortable with the choices that we make. And so if you're choosing to do that, be all in. We'll talk about more about that later. Or maybe it's in a couple of weeks. I was working through the
itineraries,
itineraries of a couple shows ahead. And so I'm excited. I have some good topics, and so let's.
You're a very good leader.
I'm trying. Welcome in, Eric.
Eric,
stopping by. And it looks like I do have Eric wrenched, and then of course, Mrs. Hartman made. Hey, baby.
How are you, Heather?
I had to go to the bank earlier today, and I had to pay our car payment, and so they have like, this is a local Canandaigua National Bank is the bank, but it's Finger Lakes brand coffee. I thought it said Finger Lakes on there. It's like a local coffee place, coffee roasting place, and so they had snickerdoodle flavored coffee today.
Oh my god!
There's no sugar in it, so I'm like, I can enjoy snickerdoodles. Well,
yeah, exactly.
That was earlier.
That's one of the things I love about coffees. This one, I just opened this one because I get a lot of my coffee from Tracy Cakes right now.
Yeah. Yep.
And this one is called chocolate cherry. And I was thinking it was going to be like, those Christmas chocolate covered cherry
things.
Yes,
right.
I have like a coconut cream, 0 carb. What's that stuff you pour in it?
Like a half and half or a creamer? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a creamer. So it changes the flavor just slightly, but it's so good. Awesome. And I mean, there's no sugar, no carbs in it. So
nice. Let's see here. I think that's everybody. It looks like we're caught up.
So far.
I know, right? I don't know where Larry is. Larry said he was going to try and be here. I'm like getting used to like the regular appearance of Larry.
Well, I know he's working because he drives every day. So it depends on if he's still on a drive. If he's if he's driving, he's not listening because he's trying to figure out where he's going to do his drop off.
And that's probably wise, right? That's definitely
wise. Very wise. I'd be worried about him if not.
I'm going to go on another screen real quick and just grab the link for when we want to invite people on.
Okay. Eric, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Every time I see Eric's last name, Biscoff, I always think of that cookie. It may not be spelled like that, but there's a cookie that Eric's last name reminds me of that cookie.
I'm aware.
You're aware.
Oh yeah, I know those cookies.
They're good.
That's funny. I see Bischoff like when I look at it, and that makes me think of when I was younger. We used to watch like World Wrestling Federation, and I think there was an Eric Bischoff or something like that.
Really?
Back in the day, yeah.
Oh, he said blessed beyond measure.
That's awesome, Eric. That's great to hear.
Love that. Eric, it's funny. I was going through some old pictures in my phone. I mean, this was like from over a year ago. And that the thing that I bought you for my brother's military retirement, I came across a picture of it. It's a metalworks thing, and it's
Oh,
like an eagle spread wide, an eagle with the American flag on it. It's so pretty.
I'm
Think
guessing that is some of Eric's work then in the profile pic.
I think it must be. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I love it.
I'll have to show you what he made for my brother. Let me pull it up real fast while we're waiting on people.
Yeah. 7 people are in. We've only said hello to like 3 of them, so somebody is kind of laying in the cut.
Well, hey, you 4 other people.
Yeah, hi there. Stop.
Okay, this was March 2020 or May. I'm sorry, May 28th, 2021 when I got this picture.
Oh, that is incredible.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Eric made that, you guys. Amazing. Well. It's amazing work. Amazing work.
I love it.
I do too.
All right. Well, I think we could probably just get right into it. Originally, I made a post in the Facebook group. If you're interested, in the description of the video, there's a group. Yeah, I forgot to put it in the chat there. Okay. But I started a Facebook accountability group, and I made a post in there saying we were only going to be live for about a half an hour today, because Heather and I wanted to go to the town's Christmas tree lighting. They got a whole thing, fireworks and everything, and we missed it last year, so we wanted to go, and I was all ready for it. And then maybe like a couple hours ago, Heather sent me a message, and she's like, the thing is next week. And so I'm like, well, I'm glad we didn't go. Oh, that's amazing, Eric.
What?
He said he's down on carnivore since April.
Eric, that is amazing.
So, Eric, I don't know if you know, but I've been on carnivore since April as well. I'm down about 72 pounds.
You guys are
kind of pump the brakes, but I'm definitely back in it. And I didn't really pump the brakes. I just took my foot off the gas, I guess, because I didn't stop anything. I just lost my intensity. So that's cool, because I don't really hear a lot of other people, I guess, in my circle that are on. So that's really cool to see, Eric. I would love when we hit the link later, if you want to jump on and talk, that'd be so cool.
That would be amazing, because I'm going to switch up what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not going to switch it up completely, but I need to start following some sort of a plan, because eating anything I want, thinking that I'm eating
is not a good plan.
Is not a good thing. I dug into the potato chips today, and I'm like, Victoria, as I'm eating them, you have an accountability group today.
I ate two Lily's peanut butter chocolate things earlier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But hey, at least they were the Lily's, which has very, very little carbs.
Yeah, I've counted that as my acceptable cheat. But I think I just enjoy it probably too often than I should. Eric, if you're on Facebook, join that group. We'd love to have you. There she is.
Debbie
is back. She says, I'm sorry, I just got back, had to get more ice cream, and now I got to help my nephew, but I'm listening and driving. Well, do me a favor, keep both hands on the wheel. Wait to have the ice cream until you get back.
And Debbie, I think she got it for the party that she's having for her mom today. Right.
Yeah.
So Debbie, don't feel bad that you're enjoying your mom's birthday party with her.
What a blessing to be able to celebrate that.
Yeah, enjoy the snot out of that. I mean, seriously.
89 years. That's amazing.
Amazing.
Yes, for later, she says. Darlene, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by.
You know what, Adam, you can make that Facebook group. You can post it.
I can pin it.
You can pin anybody's comment, even people that aren't you. You can pin their comment.
The thing is, we're gonna want to pin the.
You can pin that later. Like you can unpin this, and then you can pin the other link when you get to it.
Awesome. All right, guys, we got about 9 people in here, and Debbie's back, so we can get started.
Get the party started.
I went ahead and loaded upcoming lives for the end of next month.
Oh,
Um,
good.
so I have them out there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on adding topics and work on the content as we go. So right now I have today, and then I have next week and the week after all set. I'm wondering if maybe I'll switch one of those around. Maybe we can make changes again as needed, I guess. But topics for today, we're going to talk about motivation. Next week or the week after, we'll talk about hydration, the importance of staying hydrated. What does hydrated even mean?
Very important.
And then the next one, the third, yeah, three from now, triggers. Talking about triggers.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one right before Christmas too.
Yeah, right.
Very good one.
And I honestly feel like there's so much more than what I wrote. Normally, I have all my content like written on one page. For the triggers, I'm on 2 pages.
Oh wow!
I could have kept going, but anyways, let's talk about motivation. What is motivation, right? Motivation is the reason or reasons for one's actions or behaviors. We are in a place right now where we absolutely need motivation, but can fall subject to lack of motivation. And so I have some questions that I'm going to ask, and we're going to go through those quickly. Then we're going to drop the link and bring anyone on camera that wants. If you want to come on, do me a favor, just in the back room, leave your camera on so we can see who you are. Once we make sure that you don't have any boogers hanging out of your nose, your hair is combed, we'll bring you on. If you want to shut your camera off at that point, totally fine with it. But just to make sure everything is copacetic, I guess, come in the back room with your face showing. And then
make sure it's you too, because we don't want to.
Exactly. And some of you I may have never seen before. So it may be a surprise. But anyways, I'm gonna ask, I have 5 questions. Some of them, like, I'm looking at them and it's like maybe that's kind of like a little bit of the other one. But anyways, 5 questions, thoughts to ask yourself regarding motivation, that hopefully this will kick off some good conversation. Number 1, what is your why? What is your why? Maybe your why is a who. You're going to see all of mine are W's. Okay. So I got why and who on the first one. I saw something when I was looking this up. Yeah, we don't want to see Peter's jam.
No, I was wondering what you do.
Unfortunately, if you come in the back room, I just might see it.
No, yeah.
Adam's
the only one that would see it.
Right. Anyways, I saw on a page by Tony Robbins, there was a survey or a study done on women in 2018. And women who were motivated to lose weight to improve their appearance were less successful than those who were concerned with overall health and fitness.
I could see how that would be very true.
Right. Well, because your looks are vanity, right? And that's going to eventually fade.
They change, yeah.
But when we stop, and let's be real, for me, my why was, hey, Adam, you have to make some changes. You now have to take insulin because you have mismanaged your diet so bad, your pancreas isn't working. It wasn't, geez, Adam, you are a very big boy, and pretty soon you're not going to be able to get your clothes unless they're specialty made. That wasn't a thing for me.
Right.
It was more, hey, you need to fix your health.
When you have a health scare, that can be very motivating.
Yeah. And my why was also a who, right? Because if I didn't fix my health, who was it going to affect?
Exactly.
So when I say what's your why, maybe think about, is my why legitimate? Is it because I want to look better in these jeans? Well, that's going to last until you just don't like those jeans anymore. So what's your why?
And your why can change.
Your why can change.
Yeah.
For sure it can. Your why honestly probably should change. Because life is dynamic. Life is ever changing and you need to adjust. Recalibrate and adjust. That's something from another topic I was just researching earlier today for another week. But yeah, your why maybe will change. Then this next one I think is important. I did a YouTube video. I just actually sent this to Carissa, Chosen Goods reseller,
Uh-huh.
and it's about your worth. Um, so I did it was, in my opinion, it was a pretty raw video. I think the title of the video is like "Let's Get Raw," um, and
I
but
like
it's
it.
talking about your worth. So my next question when concerning your motivation is what's your worth. Um, Unfortunately, I think that too many of us don't value ourselves enough. And if you don't put any value into you, then you're going to lack motivation because if you're not worth it, then
Right.
what's the motivation to try? Um, and so I think most importantly, you need to see your value. You 100% are worthy of getting healthier. You deserve to feel better. You deserve to do better. And so, um, hey,
Stephen.
Stephen, how are you? Welcome in. I did not know this
I
new
know he
name
changed
for
his
a little
name.
while. Yeah, and I checked it
Yeah.
out. So welcome in, Stephen. Good to see you, friend. I hope you're blessed. So what's your worth? You need to know your why and you need to know your worth. You are worthy. Number three, what's your weight? And I don't mean weight
Yeah.
like how heavy are you? Like, what are you waiting for?
Oh, that's
Uh,
a good one. That's a
like
good play on words.
now is the time. Yeah, so what's your weight, right? Your number on the scale is important, right? We obviously want that number smaller, but maybe there's some people. I have a really good friend of mine. He constantly struggles with his weight. He's too skinny. But we don't have the same problems. But when it comes to weight, like, what are you waiting for? What is it going to take to get you moving, um, and eliminate the obstacles? Because when it comes to motivation, there are some things that might hold you back. We can't wait anymore. We got to get going. Time is the only resource we cannot get more of.
Exactly.
So what's your weight? I like this one. What is your wager? What is your wager? What are you willing to give? What are you willing to spend? What's your limit? And that might be financial, that might be effort. But you have to decide how much you have in the game. What's your wager? Um, my question to you is, are you all in? Right?
Right.
I remember playing Texas Hold'em. Robin. Oh no, YouTube.
I've been having that same issue, Robin, on my phone. It
And I'm
happens on
on
my
my phone right now. Please
I hope
don't
you don't
crash.
get
Please
kicked
don't
out. Well, you're
crash.
in StreamYard though. You're in StreamYard, so you should be
Oh,
okay.
fair
It
enough.
was in YouTube that I was getting kicked out.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by, Robin. So, what's your wager? Are you all in? I remember learning to play Texas Hold'em as a young person with my friends, and my favorite thing to do, because it wasn't real money at that point, was just to go all in, right? Um, but if you lose, you're out.
Right,
But let's be real, guys. In this thing, as far as taking care of ourselves, if we lose, we're out.
right.
So I'm going to encourage you guys to go all in as far as what your wager, and then um, the last one I put, this is kind of redundant. Like I said, some of them are redundant. Is what's your want? What's your goal? Right? What does success look like in the end for you? Um, the I'm gonna get biblical for a second. The Bible says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." Um, and so you have to have a goal. You have to have a plan ahead of you. It kind of goes back to that. Um, if you don't fail to plan, or if you fail to
Yeah,
plan, you plan to fail.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like that, right? You're not going to have motivation to get somewhere, and you can't measure success if you don't know what your want is out of this thing, if you don't know what the end result is. So motivation is what we're talking about. We're going to drop the link here in a second. What is your why? Maybe it's a who. What is your worth? What is your weight? Not
Wait.
WEHIT, WAIT, WEHIGH. I don't know. What is your wager and what is your want? So let's get that link in here and bring on some friends.
And while he's doing that, you guys, the Facebook group is up there. He's going to take that down. It's not going to be in the blue box, but go ahead and click on that and join our Facebook group.
Please. Yeah, that would be awesome. We're looking to develop a community there. Okay. That's my 100% goal. All right, here's that link and we're going to pin it. We're going to pin it. We're going to try to pin it.
You may have to unpin the first one. I have never
replace pinned message.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, you did it. It's there.
Awesome. Well, guys, come on in. Let's talk.
Doors open wide.
Please, yeah. I even turned the heat on. Bring your own coffee.
There you go. So some of those things that okay, go over them one more time while we're waiting.
What is your why? I think before we get anything started, we got to know why we're doing it.
Yeah. And I think my why is kind of a combination of not only do I want to feel good in this body, I only have the one body. I want to feel, when I put on clothes, I don't want them to be tight. You know, I don't want them to, I don't want to have to go to that next size. And my other why is my diabetes. The better I feel, the lower my weight is and the better my health is, the better I feel.
That makes awesome. What is your worth?
What is my worth? Oh, golly. See, that one's a hard one to answer. That one's a really hard one to answer.
But it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. Do I think I'm worth it? I do, but it's hard to keep that in your mind when you have things that shouldn't be in your house, but they're here because you had company. Because, you know, just like the stupid chips today, that bag had not been opened. I opened that bag today. And I think what I'm going to do after the show, I'm going to go throw it in the garbage. I'm just going to throw it away because they weren't even good.
Yeah, they usually aren't.
Good.
Right? Huh? It's usually not worth it. By the time you're done, you're like, that wasn't even good.
No, it was salty. They were dry. They were like, they weren't good. No, I'm not, Robin. I'm not. I was not as bad getting snacks and stuff for when my in-laws were here. I learned my lesson. I wasn't as bad. But yeah, your worth can like, you have to reiterate that in your brain all the time. I am worth losing this weight. I am worth getting healthy.
Yeah, I agree. I think that sometimes it's hard for us to see our worth. I think that, and maybe you're, you know, people, you're watching this and you're just naturally confident. I can come across as very confident. And that's, you know, when I've done a lot of talking and counseling with my friends, that's exactly what I was just going to get at, Robin. I'm headed that way. Absolutely. I can appear to be very confident. And I always tell people, you know, a lot of times our biggest issue is confidence. But even if maybe you are just like super confident, your worth is, Robin nailed it. It's not just to you, but what about to the ones that love you, the ones that look for you, the ones that need you. And you may sit here and say, you know, I can't think of anyone that and I promise you, you're short-sighted. You're short-sighted because you are valuable. Like, you are unique. There's not another person on this planet just like you. You were created for a reason and you're worth it. Like I gotta like park there. You know, I stop and I think about like Heather. If something was to happen to her, I literally think I would just shut down, close the shop, so to speak, and just hang out here for a long time, me and the dogs, because she's my person. And so Heather Marie,
Todd, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Heather Marie, if you can't see your worth, to me, you're priceless. And guys, to somebody, you are priceless. What is that? You know, what was those credit card commercials or whatever, right? this costs this much money. This costs,
Yeah.
and then whatever price.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. It's an older thing, but
MasterCard or something. Yeah.
One of those, right?
Glass of coffee, $5.
Yes.
The love to give it to your spouse or your loved one, priceless or whatever. I know what you mean.
It has to get there. $50.
Exactly.
What's your why? What's your worth? What's your weight? What are you waiting for? Guys, don't put numbers in the chat, all right? We're not asking that weight.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. What are you waiting for? And the reality is there is something. I love that.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. By increasing the love for yourself, you are increasing your capacity to love others. I absolutely love that. It's so true. So many times I think like people will think, well, I don't want to be too vain, or you know what I mean, or like I think it's easy to overlook your value, and we could spend the rest of our show talking about that, but you're worth it. As far as the weight goes, like I said earlier, is there are obstacles that get in our way. And sometimes our weight or our lack of motivation to get started is because we don't want to put in the effort or the energy to move the obstacle. My inner doll, you're not wrong, Debbie. You're not wrong. But you got to remember that we lie to ourselves, right? We convince ourselves of things that are not true. There's an acronym for fear. It's false evidence appearing real.
Ooh.
And that inner dialogue is fear. It is false evidence appearing real. It's not the truth.
Oh, you're good, Debbie. Be careful driving and typing. She's probably
tell your nephew what to type.
Voice to texting. But you know what, Debbie? That inner dialogue is getting every single one of us. And we just have to remind ourselves that we're not always, the devil is working in our minds, and he's putting those negative thoughts in there at all times. Don't let him get you down. Don't let that, be something that he's a liar. He's a liar, and sometimes he'll work in our minds. Sometimes he'll work through other people that aren't necessarily having a good day, and they're trying to make themselves feel better. So just remember that's not true.
And unfortunately, there's a lot of, I think, fraud and, vain or fake things that our society presents to us.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You can't look to the outside world, to Hollywood, or I don't even want to say Hollywood, but like, what you see on social media or entertainment, to determine your value. You can't compare yourselves.
Even YouTube, what you see on YouTube could not be, it may not be real. Right. More than likely it's not.
And a lot of times I think we can either find ourselves looking down at ourselves because we're not just like, so-and-so that we watch every day, or, we could never be like, but you weren't made to be like, I'm never going to be Harry Tornado. You know what I mean? like he's fun to watch, but honestly, I think I'd be annoying to myself if I was him, because I'm not him.
Right. You are specifically you, and God made you the way you are.
Right.
For the people in your life. They love you just like you are. They don't want you to be a Harry Tornado.
Exactly. There's one Harry Tornado, and that's a good thing, right? We don't need any more. And I doubt Harry Tornado is going to watch this, but I did not mean anything ill. No. That was just what I came to mind. But we shouldn't look outside to others to find our worth or our value. What's your wager? Like, what are you willing to put in? Okay, one more. The only person you should compare yourself to is yourself, yesterday and today. That's a fact. Mic drop. I like it.
Drop.
I like it a lot. And you don't have to stop. You could give us more if you want.
Oh yeah.
That's like drops of wisdom right there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't look in the mirror, or I didn't watch, Victoria's morning show when I was shaving my face today before this, right? I needed to look in the mirror and see me. I needed to see my own flaws. I would have totally messed up, right, if I wasn't focused on me.
Right.
And that's this whole worth thing is we really do, unfortunately, like we don't have to be all about me, right? But we do have to focus on us. So, what's your wager? What are you willing to give? Um, are you all in? That's something I had to ask myself. And honestly, I feel like sometimes it's like when I was playing Texas Hold'em as a kid, like I'm all in for a minute, right? Maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe but right now, when you push it forward, you have to be all in. And that's how I was when I got started. The doctor asked me, "Can I did I just freeze up?"
No. Well, you didn't on my end. Maybe
Okay.
I did.
No, it looked like I just froze up. Because I'm like I can see up here the actual
Oh,
here.
okay.
I don't know.
Not on my
Sorry.
computer, you didn't.
I'm like you. I just saw a squirrel, right? um when I first started, the doctor said, "Can you?" Two things he asked me. Can you? Will you go on a carnivore diet? And will you go to the gym? And so I said, I will go on a carnivore diet. I can't make a promise to go to the gym because honestly, I don't know that I can even make a promise to stay on the diet. And so I went and I ordered a book. And the book is right here. I got it on Amazon. The 30-Day Carnivore Meal Plan. You want to know how many times I've read this book? Not once.
Are you kidding?
I looked through it, right? And I understand the diet. Like I've done a lot of research to understand the eating plan. But I felt like by making this purchase, this was $8 and some odd cents. It was on sale. I thought, you know what? I'm going to go on Amazon. I'm going to get this delivered this week, 2-day shipping right on Prime. And I'm going to go all in. When we get to 20 members of our 25 members on our Facebook group, I'm going to give this book away.
Excuse me.
Because
Nice.
number one, I don't need it, but you might. This might be your all in. Okay. But I decided right away I was going to go all in. I'm buying the book. Heather's like, don't buy the book. I told her afterwards, I said, I bought the book. And she's like, because I do that. That's what I do. And she's in her mind thinking, he bought a book for this diet. What happens to cholesterol levels with that much meat? That's a great question. My cholesterol levels have not gotten bad at all. My cholesterol were good to begin with. They've stayed good. Heather's cholesterol levels actually went down.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, go into a little bit about your blood work because your blood work has been amazing on this diet. And tell Robin a little bit about your blood work with it.
Okay. So, Robin, the important thing is staying committed to that way of eating, because the reality is with that much meat, if I was to go back and forth and, I was going to have potatoes and I was going to have pancakes, and like, if I was to go back and forth between this and a standard American diet, it would kill me. Because on a standard American diet, we're glucose fueled. Our body is fueled by glucose, by sugar. When you remove all of that carbs and sugar from your diet and you just go on a fat-based diet, you're now fat fueled. And so I started out my A1C, which is your long-term, I guess, window of your blood sugar, was 10.7. I think, yes, 10.7. Which the doctor told me at that point, Adam, your kidney or your pancreas is not even working. And immediately I didn't get put on metformin. I got immediately put on long-acting insulin injections. I went on a carnivore. I did that so I went on that medicine for 6 weeks. And I tried to watch what I ate. I kind of ate ketogenically, for the most part. If you don't know what ketogenic is, do some quick Googling. I don't have PhD, proper humane human diet carnivore. I love it. I've heard, so they say if you take that food pyramid that you're used to and you flip it over, it's more accurate for the way your body is designed than the way it is right side up. And things have changed so much as far as the food quality and all of that. So I went from a 10.7. I was on my fasting blood glucose was 254 when I started.
Wow.
That's 18 hours of not eating anything. 254.
That's
like
high.
I was bleeding Hershey's chocolate syrup.
Jeez.
That's bad. That's terrifying. And so I went on this 6 weeks trying and trying and trying.
I'll be right back.
Yep. I wanted to get some life insurance because things were changing. I had changed jobs, and I needed to get some new life insurance so that I could take care of Heather if something should happen to me. Because obviously, the way I was eating, something was going to happen to me. And I got blood work and everything. My blood pressure is great, but those pancreas numbers, the A1C and the blood glucose numbers, I got denied for life insurance. And so I called the doctor back and I said, guys, I've been at this thing for 6 weeks. Every week I have to go up 6 units of insulin if I'm not at 140 when I wake up. And 140 is too high. But every morning I'm not there. I'm like 144, 146. I'm just not there. And so I said to the doctors, I have to change this. So I got my appointment like the second or third week of April, with the second week of April with the other doctor. And he asked me to go on the carnivore diet. And he basically just told me, you got to make this big change. He said, and once you do, he said, you're going to be taking too much insulin. You're going to find it. It's too much because you've literally going to rewire everything. And so he said, at the same time, he said, just so you know, you're not stuck. You've gotten much better. At that point, I think my fasting glucose went from 254 to like 120 or 130. And my A1C came down into the like sevens or something. So that was 6 weeks. I then went carnivore for 6 weeks. By the first week, I literally overdosed on insulin. My blood sugar dropped to 36. And I ate 9 oatmeal cream pies.
Oh my gosh.
Those little Debbie's.
Did it shoot it back up?
Oh yeah, I went to 300 and something. I was literally in the basement on the treadmill or the exercise bike and then threw up. I like wrecked myself.
Yeah.
But at that point I knew I didn't need to take so much insulin. That was week 1. By week 6, my A1C was down to 5.8 from 10.7. My fasting blood glucose was about 100, and I got taken off of all of my medicine. My cholesterol has stayed even Steven the entire way.
Great.
Mine has always stayed level at about 100. I think that's blood glucose.
Yeah, I think it
whether
is.
I eat or not. Doctors surprised every time they tested me. Hemoglobin falls dangerously low. Eesh. Yeah, blood sugar is just so tricky, and I don't understand it. All I know is it, for me, is very much affected by what I eat.
You know, Robin, I'm almost thinking, does protein help to get your levels where they should be? Have you ever noticed if you eat protein, does it come back up from falling dangerously low? Because the reason I'm asking that is you might be opposite of a diabetic. You might be Todd's grandmother was like that. She had to keep like cheese crackers and some sort of a protein on her at all times because she'd start shaking and she'd have to eat something to keep that blood
like hypo or hyper,
and I get them mixed
one
up.
of the two,
Yeah. I would ask him about that.
So this is A1C, right? Hemoglobin A1C.
I think that's what she means. Yeah.
Which honestly, Robin, that is not terribly far from what normal is. And so I have gotten so pissed off. Opposite. It used to be hypo. So it's hyperglycemic. The opposite is hyperglycemic. I got so frustrated because I cannot get that A1C number to normal. I'm like, I ride a point above, like a decimal point, a tenth of a point away, and I get so frustrated. Women should be at 10 to 11.
Okay, that's not hemoglobin then. I mean, that's not
That's not
hemoglobin
A1C.
A1C. It's got to be
Yeah.
something else. Hemoglobin something, but it's not the A1C. See, I used to be hypoglycemic. So now you're hyperglycemic. Hyperglycemic is high blood sugar.
Is high blood sugar?
Yeah, I just looked it up. Let me look up hypo.
Disclosure: we are not doctors.
No.
Do not take medical advice from me. However, I would love to tell you what works for me when it comes to weight loss.
Hypoglycemia is low blood sugar. Huh? I don't know. That's interesting.
A1C, yeah, the normal number for A1C is 5.6 or lower. And by lower, I don't think you should be. I think like it's 4 point something to 5.6. I am so I teeter. I get as low as I've been 5.7 on my A1C.
So
and I was at the gym and I like pounded on the stinking weight machine. I was so frustrated because I was looking at the results on my phone. And last month I didn't get any blood work. So I'm going to get blood work this month. And by the grace of God, I am going to be normal. We'll see. I'm not talking about that number. Okay.
Oh, hemoglobin range.
Okay.
Oh, see, I don't know anything about the hemoglobin range.
That is totally outside of my wheelhouse.
I was just going to say, Adam is the only person I know that gets excited to go have a needle stuck in his arm.
And honestly, I'm terrified of it. Like,
really?
I do not like it. I've gotten so much better. Like there was a time I was a kid and our doctor's office was actually, it was attached to the school I went to. There was a building went out like this and it was at the end. And so my mom picked me up at school and took me to the doctor's and I needed to get a shot. And I don't know what the shot was, but I did not want it. And it was the winter and I live in upstate New York, so we have snow. And so it was time for me to get the shot and I was not having it. So I whipped out of the doctor's observation room I was in. I went out into the lobby, through the lobby, out the door and into the parking lot, up to the top of the snowbank where they push the snow out of the parking lot. Gosh. And my mother's like, get down here. And I'm like, I'm not coming down. And so extremely anemic. That's not good. Yeah.
No.
And allegedly carnivore could fix that because you'd be eating red meat. But Heather, I think, has some issues with anemia too, which is odd that we're working on trying to figure out too. And she eats pretty much carnivore. So, because a lot of times they say red meat brings up your iron levels. I'm sitting at the top of this snowbank and I'm like, I'm not coming down. My mother finally says, if you don't come down from the snowbank, I'm calling your father. He's going to leave work and come get you. I came down that snowbank. I walked myself in and I got back in the doctor's, but I still wasn't having it. Literally, the doctor and two nurses took me, held me onto the table and gave me the shot in my rear end. Afterwards, I looked at him. I go, that wasn't that bad.
Oh.
And then I went home. We had a board meeting. That's what we called it, right? And I had to write a letter of apology to everyone in the doctor's office.
Your mom is a saint.
If you talk to that doctor, he probably would remember that to this day. Allegedly, Robin, they say eating red meat increases. Here's Heather. I like it when she chimes in because she's like a researcher. She knows so much. And she's been trying to figure this iron thing. Sometimes we've learned it's not an iron deficiency that's causing the anemia. It's a copper deficiency. And that's it's making your iron show low. And so she's saying that's what she's trying to figure out. There are certain things you can eat or do to increase copper and iron in your blood.
Robin, do you take iron pills? Because they just put me on iron pills because my iron, it's normal with women our age that we need that. So
Iron pills can be tough too, though, because they can stop your plumbing.
Yeah, they can. You got to be
Like
careful with
that's the
them.
nice way to. The iron could be hiding in the cells rather than flowing in the blood.
Ooh.
I don't even understand that.
Yeah, I'm thinking, how did they get them out of the cells? Huh.
So they put it on them, it felt,
Aw.
and honestly, they say a lot of times iron pills are not the best resort because they cause poor effect. Like really, if you can eat, you need copper. She says that's how you get it out of the cells.
Oh,
Um,
huh.
so not like chewing on pennies or anything, but or sucking on pennies.
That
Like there's
sounds
obviously better ways to get copper. Right?
drinking blood, I guess.
Yes, yes. Um, but yeah, they do say that's difficult. Licking a penny. Yeah, exactly like I said.
Wash it first.
I'm not getting copper like that.
Can
Feel
you
free
imagine if you had to
to
swallow a penny a day? Oh my gosh.
that gets it going through the body somehow. Yeah, we got to figure that out. Um, so yeah, um, there's all kinds of get tested to see. Yeah, there is a blood test to test your copper. I think we have that going to go on for Heather here pretty soon. That's why I have to get transfusion. I get plenty of protein.
But it might be the type of protein, Robin. If you're not eating a lot of red meat, it could be because I don't know how much you're going to get in like chicken and stuff like that. I really don't know. I'm not sure. But I know red meat you get a lot of iron.
They say, well, and it's not just like red meat, because if you get a steak and you eat it well done, you didn't get the iron.
That's true. Who can afford steak,
steak?
right?
We buy it on sale, Robin.
Buy one get one free, girl.
Talk to a butcher. Don't go to a big grocery store. It's usually cheaper at a butcher. It doesn't have to be steak. Heather says red meat and organ meats, specifically liver, is a great source of iron. Now
I'll just take iron pills.
We don't eat liver. Debbie does. We don't. We take pills. We have it in a supplement form. It's not
That
iron
just makes
pills.
me want to gag. I'm sorry.
I'm with you.
Ugh.
I cannot eat liver. I remember my mother making it as a child, and it smells awful.
It does. Yeah. And my mother would say, "Oh, it's chicken." There's no way chicken smells that bad.
You need to go back to the store because that chicken went bad.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah. We get some. We get pills from. I can't remember the name of the company now. Heart and Soil. It's called Heart and Soil. And it's there's one called Firestarter, and it's also a weight loss supplement, and it is liver. It literally looks yellow. It's like a fat pill basically, but it gives you the liver you need, and it helps your body to start metabolizing things correctly. You're gonna lose weight. Some people mix in liver and ground beef. We don't. Nor will we. I do the cooking.
No, I can't. No.
Debbie, you're from the country, right? I grew up in the country too. That's not uncommon. I can't do it.
My mother likes them.
Firestarter is kidney suet. Okay.
Kidney suet? What is suet?
It's like
I probably don't want to know. Let's not talk about it. Yeah, you're gonna make me gag. Sorry.
This stuff is so good for you.
I have a weak stomach.
You can get all of your nutrients from organ meat.
If your palate could stand swallowing organ meat, and
you don't have to eat it. You can take it in a supplement.
Well, that would be. I did not know that you could do that. So that would be very, very good. The hand gesture said it all. What did I do? I don't even know what I did. Take it with a meal. Yeah, I'd have to. Does it how does the pill smell?
It doesn't have a smell.
Does it have a taste?
No. You don't chew it.
How big is it?
It's pretty good sized.
Oh, see, I have to even the Z pills, I have to split those things open and eat them in applesauce. I have a hard time swallowing pills. Oh, Adam's hand gesture. What did you do?
I don't know.
I'll have to rewatch that.
Now I'm going back over here. Oh, gee. What did I do, guys?
What did he do?
It's like
you guys, the StreamYard link's up there. Somebody get in here and talk with us.
What did I do?
Oh, he did this?
This was the liver one.
Oh my gosh. Those are big bottles.
You have to take 6 at a time.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
So this here, this is a peptide. So this is good for strength training and weight loss. It's called George St. Pierre's Warrior, and it is. You ready for this?
No.
New Zealand grass-fed heart and New Zealand grass-fed liver, and they're both bovine. They're from the cow. They're gone. It's a good one.
But they were the size of that one.
They were this big.
Okay.
It's a capsule.
Oh, that thing's huge. that thing is huge.
I need something to drink. I'll take it right now.
Oh my gosh.
So this one is gut and digestion. This is the one you won't take. It has grass-fed tripe, which is stomach, grass-fed intestines, grass-fed pancreas, grass-fed liver, and grass-fed spleen.
Ugh.
What does it smell like to you?
It smells to me like rabbit food.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, like alfalfa.
Like alfalfa. That's what it smells like to me.
Hey.
Not bad.
As long as it doesn't smell like organs.
This one is the fire starter I was telling you about, and this is grass-fed suet, which is kidney fat, and it's yellow. It's this big.
No, that one's not bad.
No,
that one's pretty. They had to make it yellow to look like fat.
Heather just said it. She thinks they smell like pee.
Oh,
I don't know.
It doesn't have a smell to me.
Actually, maybe not.
She just told me don't put it back in the jar.
Yeah, his nose.
All right. Heather has germ issues. I do not.
Well, not after you just snorted it. I wouldn't want it back.
Thank you.
Debbie says you could also just eat it.
These are more expensive too.
You could also just eat grass.
Grass.
Those pills are more expensive. You can buy other brands that are less expensive. Hey, Larry doesn't have his camera on, and it also doesn't look like him.
He hasn't even said anything in the
it
chat.
Says LL Srash.
That's not Larry.
ACHE - Larry.
No, that's not Larry.
Turn your camera on, Larry. Creepy. Let me show you. Oh, it's Larry.
Oh, that is Larry.
He just
it said LL Scratch.
Thrash. SRA. Okay. He just typed it wrong.
So I can't spell.
It's okay, Larry. I love him.
I'm like, that's not Larry. That's not, don't let him in.
I'm like, it looks like him in the, like it had the Grinch, I'm like, it looks like him. But that's
I'm like, I don't know. We're about to see Peter's whatever. Don't do it.
I didn't even notice I spelled it that way.
It's all good. It's all good.
Gosh, Debbie.
Oh.
How long have you been here, Larry?
I know, right? Because I hadn't been looking down, Larry. I'm so sorry if you were hanging out there for a while.
I didn't see him in the chat.
No, I came in and the first thing I heard was somebody jump in here, damn it.
Oh, no.
Nobody said that.
I'm like, okay, give me a chance to get in here. I did it.
Yeah, that's funny. All right. Heather's getting me water, and I figured this one because I already.
Let me go get the other pill, and I'll show you how big it is. It's about the same size, or at least it looks like it to me.
Thank you. You want to come on? Why not?
Hey, Robin, Debbie, Darlene.
Larry, how's your day been?
It was okay. I mean, it was better than yesterday, but it was okay.
Okay.
Well, that's good. That was better than yesterday.
It's always better. Always
I'm
better.
going
That is a big
to
pill.
be trying a different one pretty soon.
This is a huge pill, right?
That's much larger than the pill I just took.
So these are like, the gelatin pill type that you can pull open, and they just say, "I'm going to put this back in there since I'm the only one that takes it."
That looks like a freaking horse pill.
It is. It is a horse pill. I swear, they're huge. So I pull them open and I put them in applesauce. They said
It's like powder.
Yeah, it's like a powder.
Don't you still have your ruler? How big is that thing?
No, it's always good.
I don't know. It's pretty big. That's a female product. I think we got a little off topic today, Adam. I'm sorry.
We're talking about motivation.
Yep.
That's true.
Good.
Does it have a string?
Well,
No.
I wanted to see the size of that pill, or she doesn't want to get the ruler.
She doesn't want to get the ruler. It's not. Well,
It looks like a 3-inch pill.
Oh no!
No, it's not that long. It feels like it going down though. Okay, it is from here to here. It's almost an inch long, you guys.
Wow.
Oh wait, that's not an inch.
Ah!
Is that an inch? Yeah, that's an inch.
Wow. Inch-long pill. Holy
I'm trying to get it on the thingy. Where's it at?
Ah!
From there. It's almost an inch. It's a 3/4 inch long pill.
That looks like about an inch pill.
Yeah.
That's one long pill.
It's huge.
It's
And
good. I mean,
you take that every day.
4 of them, right?
Z. We take 2 of them twice a day.
Yeah.
But I don't swallow it.
How much water you chug behind that thing? Oh,
I don't. I open it up and put it in applesauce.
oh okay.
I'm bad about taking pills. If they're not itty bitty pills, I have a hard time taking them.
Wow.
I've always been really scared about getting older because older people have a plethora of pills they have to take. And I'm like, I don't know what, I'm just going to have to lay down and die because I can't swallow.
Yeah, about to say, oh my God, the way you were saying that. Oh my God, that's just.
I said vitamin D?
Doesn't get it, Robin.
No.
Did she say vitamin D? Oh my gosh, Robin!
I'm dismissing myself. I'll see myself to the door.
Don't let the door kick you in the butt, Robin.
Wow.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I like that. We come on and we get to talking about pills that she can't swallow.
Yeah, Larry, you see the conversation you just brought on here?
So today is all about motivation, Larry. What keeps you motivated to like follow your eating plan for your diabetes? What keeps you motivated? Adam went over 5 different things, and Adam, he probably didn't hear them. You want to go through them real fast for him?
So I basically, when we're thinking about our motivation, Larry, I have like 5 thoughts or 5 questions. # Larry's fault. Number 1, what's your why? So when we're trying to figure out what we're motivated or what's going to get us going, there always has to be a why. Like, what's your reason?
Keeping my sugar numbers down. That's my big one.
Okay. Yeah. So your why is targeting that number. Excuse me. Number 2, what is your worth? And so it's understanding your value. Because a lot of times we miss our own value. Somebody else deserves to have good blood sugar. Somebody else deserves to have better health. And we forget that it lands on us too. Like we're valuable. The next question when talking about motivation is like, what's the weight? Like, what's holding you up? What is stopping you from paying attention to it today? Um, what's your wager? Like, what are you willing to give? What's your limit? And I likened it to like going all in, like just giving it everything. And then what's your want? What do you want? What's your goal at the end? Like, where are we going with this? Similar to your why, right? And a lot of times your want is your why.
Yeah. Pretty much everything is just keeping my numbers, trying to keep my numbers down, and
Yeah. And that's not a bad thing. Keeping focus on that and keeping it kind of at the forefront. You know, when I first started watching my blood sugar and everything, I had a continuous glucose monitor, and I scanned that thing like religiously. And I had it on my cell phone, and I'd hit it with my cell phone, and then I'd have the beeper thing. I'd hit the beeper, and sometimes I would like be afraid of what the number is, so I'd use the phone because the thing every time the thing would beep, Heather would say, "What's the number?
Oh,
What's the number?"
yeah,
And you know it was like that was my want, right? That was my why at that moment, and I just kept it right out in front of me. I stayed focused on it. So
it was really weird because I would take my number before I left the house this morning, and I checked it again about noon, 1 o'clock, and the number barely moved. I'm like, why aren't you moving? Why aren't you coming down? I haven't had hardly any carbs this morning. Why aren't you dropping?
yeah,
so
it's
many things affect a blood sugar, Larry.
Yeah.
stress.
That's another support group. Yes, stress affects it.
I didn't know
Definitely.
that. Like I learned a lot about blood sugar these last 7 months.
If you're feeling good, your the way you're feeling can affect it too. Like if you're feeling sick or whatever,
Yeah,
stress can affect it. Your weight can affect it. Everything can affect the blood, and not just food.
yeah, for sure. Incredible. Incredible. Well, guys, we are at the hour. We're above the half hour. So we've been on a little longer. It says we've been on for an hour and a couple of minutes because we got started late. I was trying to figure out how to do the intro thing and make that work. I'm a newbie when it comes to it. But
Debbie just said something real
yeah,
fast.
I want to be healthy. I need to see my worth more. I'm not all in. I'm just being honest. I can do better, and I thank you both for helping to motivate me and be more accountable. That literally is my goal, Debbie. Is to help people. Like again, I never realized, and I talked about this a little bit before. Heartman made right, making a difference every day. I never drew that connection, and when Heather pointed that out to me, like that is my goal. Like to know that I made a difference for you today is huge for me. I literally had business cards printed because every time we go to a restaurant, we talk to our server about it. And sometimes our servers are absolutely unhealthy people. Okay. These people are on their feet all day. And I promise you, if they paid attention to their diet, their feet would feel better because they'd be carrying around less. Like that's literally how it is. And last night, Heather and I went to dinner, and we went to a place we'd gone before. The lady that was waiting on us, she says, "Hey, I remember you guys. You're the meat people."
Oh,
And Heather's like, I love that we're known as the meat people. But I had business cards made. I'm waiting for them to get delivered. It's got my contact information, and it's got information about the accountability group, and I'm
good.
literally going to start passing those things out. I really want to make a difference. So I appreciate you all being here with us today. Debbie, stay strong, but enjoy time with mom tonight.
Yes.
And let's work
Not feel
together
guilty.
to get you all in. We can do this all together, guys. So I'm going to say bye for now. Do you guys have anything you want to say? Totally
Adios. We
didn't do
love you
that.
guys.
All right, I'm gonna say bye for now. I appreciate you guys and looking forward to next week.